It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Tuesday, the 13th of September. I'm Michael Groff. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Yeah, we're a little bit late today, setting up some things here in Studio B, so we're trying to improve the looks around here a little bit. All right, conditions will be drying out over the next several days. Temperatures headed up ever so slightly to near normal averages for mid-September. But it's not going to last too long. Surprisingly enough, models are starting to indicate the potential of a trough, a rather strong trough for this time of year, coming in by late in the weekend and early next week, increasing the potential of showers, thunderstorms, and yeah, how about some cooler temperatures as well? Now, of course, there's still a lot that can change between now and then, but an interesting flavor to the forecast nonetheless. Let's talk about it. First, we'll take a look at that almanac from yesterday. 96 degrees the afternoon high, 76 the morning low, the normal high 102, the normal low 80. We picked up a trace of rain officially at Sky Harbor. And as we take a look outside right now, here just after 12 noon, partly cloudy sky out there, 90 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew point at 63, humidity 41%. The winds are light, and the barometer is falling. The upper air weather pattern here across the country, we've got that wave that was the remnants of K. It's lifting out of here, and a dry westerly flow is taking over behind it. So humidity levels will be coming down. Chances of showers and storms will be coming to an end. We could see some isolated storms in the eastern mountains today, but around here, things are quieting down and will remain quiet for a while. And with that drier air coming in, hey, those overnight lows are going to start to be pretty pleasant as well. Could even see some upper 60s in the coolest valley locations and some of the outlying areas. The watch warning map is pretty quiet across the country. We've got some red flag warnings out here in the west, a few flood watches with that wave lifting out. Otherwise, not much happening across the nation. The Convective Outlook, we've got a risk of severe storms over parts of New England and the tropics in the East Pacific. A couple of waves out here. The one we're watching is that eastern wave, and that could be coming up the Mexican coast, maybe following a somewhat similar trajectory, at least initially, to that of K. Will it actually develop? Well, the National Hurricane Center gives it an 80% probability to do so. What happens after that is still anyone's guess. We have a long time to watch that, but maybe some of that moisture makes its way up our direction. Just too early to call. Speaking of, here's a look at precipitation. This is valid through next Tuesday morning. Rain amounts in Phoenix, generally around 1/4 of an inch. Of course, your amount will vary. And this is all predicated on what happens with the evolution of this trough off the West Coast later this weekend and heading into early next week. And we'll talk about that and everything else right now as we get to the models, have a look at things, see what the future may hold. Here we go, the GFS. This is the 12Z run, and this is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Our wave is slowly going to be lifting on out of here. Height's still a little bit below average, though, so what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the afternoon, some clouds around, and the humidity level's still up a little bit, so it's going to be somewhat muggy. High temperatures somewhere in the mid to upper 90s. Tonight, mostly clear sky, overnight lows in the 70s. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny, drier air working in, highs mid to upper 90s. By Thursday, high temperatures pretty close to 100 degrees, upper 90s to about 102 perhaps on Friday and heading into the weekend. But look what's happening out there along the West Coast. We've got this trough developing, and it's deepening too. And with that, we're going to start to see some moisture coming into the Pacific Northwest, even Northern California. Showers possible there, maybe moving into the Great Basin. And look what happens by Sunday. This thing is closing off into an upper low, according to the GFS. And what was once a rather far outlier solution is gradually becoming more prominent among the GFS ensemble. Even some members of the Europeans starting to buy into this scenario to varying degrees. So if this is right, moisture on the increase, maybe even an isolated shower or thunderstorm coming into parts of Arizona, the higher terrain by Sunday. And again, this is not a monsoonal pattern at all. This is moisture being brought northward by a mid-latitude cyclone, unusually far south for this time of year, tapping into some subtropical moisture. And if a tropical system happens to develop down there, all the better for bringing that north into our region. But again, that remains to be seen. By Monday, the system is now becoming positively tilted, and it's sitting there west of us. Again, a rather deep low pressure system for this time of year. Winds aloft on the increase. Showers, thunderstorms possible. And in this kind of a setup, it's not even inconceivable for a few strong storms. And we'll just have to take it day by day, see how this plays out. And this is a week from today, Tuesday the 20th. Look at that. That's an unusual September look. Very strong area of high pressure over the eastern part of the country, 594 ridge, heat wave there. And so high amplitude setup, all the better for that low to sit here over the southwest. It's probably not going to go anywhere for at least a couple of days. So we could have that chance of showers and thunderstorms in here. Now, the deeper moisture may wind up being over eastern Arizona, but again, this is still 6-7 days out. So we've got a long time to monitor exactly how this goes. The where, when, and how much to the precipitation is going to change quite a bit between now and then. But remarkable consistency on the GFS with regard to this trough being out there and this thing closing off into a rather impressive upper low. Now let's go out 10 days. This is Thursday, the 22nd, and that low is going to gradually lift out. But the best part of this, if this verifies, is temperatures are going to be below average and rain chances above average here for late September. So by this time, though, by later next week, yeah, things will start to transition back to drier conditions. But again, temperatures remaining a little bit below normal. And that, well, that's a beat we can all dance to. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix coming off of the GFS ensemble, and this goes out through the 27th of September. And you've got a couple of outlier members that show some pretty impressive rainfall totals. We're going to discount those for now, but the ensemble mean up around a half an inch. I'm still skeptical about this kind of a pattern, especially this early in the fall season, but hey, we'll see. We'll watch those model trends, and then looking at temperatures off of the national blend of models, this is not bad for mid to late September. Highs upper 90s to around 102 or so. Overnight lows in the 70s for the most part. And again, the coolest valley locations, especially over the next few days with the air mass drying out. Those outlying areas up on the McDowell Mountains, for example, maybe touching the upper 60s. A little flavor of what we euphemistically refer to as fall around here. All right, now that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. Music fans, check it out. Available 24/7, 365. Our streaming station is there for you. It is called KMGX, whereupon we play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that. Myself and the Asian sensation, my one and only Michelle, involved in the programming and operation of that station. So please check it out. I'll leave a link to it in the description. All right. Thank you so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is greatly appreciated. You guys be safe and have yourselves an amazing Tuesday.